Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to the month of September. It is Caucasian Movie Month. Yes, every movie I'm going to review is going to have a white main character, at least. If there's any characters that are ethnic, Asian, Spanish, uh, Arabic, or black, or anything, it doesn't disqualify it. But the lead character has to be white. And no, I'm not reviewing Solo or the other movie, just to let you know because I won't budge. But this is another Disney movie, and this is an actual Disney movie from the 50's, done by Walt himself when he was alive, when the talent was there, and his animation was bar none. There was no other studios that can compete with him, not DreamWorks or Pixar. I know Pixar would become Disney eventually, but before Walt's death, that was after Walt's death. This is the original Disney version that I haven't reviewed yet. Alice in Wonderland, the masterpiece edition. Yeah, this movie was a huge part of my childhood. Yes, before people go in the comments saying, "Oh, you like this? This is a British movie. You should hate it with all your guts." I grew up with this movie. I also grew up with Mary Poppins. See, I don't hate everything that they do. And Alice is one of the cutest, most likable Disney characters. It's not a princess, so that's something different. Now, I saw this movie on VHS when I was a kid. I saw it all the time. I saw it on horrible quality. Like the movie would track, the lines would come out, the colors were very desaturated because it was bad picture quality. Yeah, there's Walt himself. He created one of the best Disney movies of the 50's. Walt introduced this beloved film on two special occasions, 1954 and 1964. Bless that man, I miss that man so much. Disney has not been the same without him. Now it's a greedy empire of bullshit and buying everything. But anyway, this is not about that because that's political. This is the two disc DVD, beautiful disc art, the Queen of Hearts, and there's the March Hare and the Mad Hatter. This is before Disney decided to not really remake it because people thought it was a remake because of the uh, title, but it's more of like a pseudo sequel because Alice is much older there. This is the insert. It's Alice's cute little face. The Cheshire Cat. Wait, is right above there. I love his voice. He said, "This movie, yes, this is weird. This movie is all types of weird. Everything talks. Well, almost everything talks, and the things are alive, like glasses and flowers and tea kettles. Everything is alive. Yeah, this is the board game. Look at these cards. These are very cute. And the Red Queen, aka the Queen of Hearts, because in the other versions, the Red Queen, she's one of the most over the top, fun Disney villains I've ever seen because she just yells everything. And it's the same voice actress that did Cinderella's fairy godmother in the original Cinderella, not that bastardized version with Lily James from 2015. See, Disney made masterpieces. You can't do better. Yeah, I do prefer this version over the live action version from 2010, but I like that because I like the actress that played Alice. She's a beautiful, pale actress that I think is very, very underrated, and she fit the part for me. When I think of a live action Alice, I think of her, not whoever the hell played her in 1999's remake. But yeah, let's get to the movie. You already know this. Alice is a little girl that daydreams, and she dreams of being in a world where nothing makes sense and everything is weird. And she goes to that world. She falls into the rabbit hole. She follows the white rabbit down the hole, and you know where it's going. And her little cat is Dinah. Yeah, the little red cat. And yeah, basically, Dinah doesn't appear until the very end of the film. And spoiler alert: if you haven't seen this movie or the Wizard of Oz, it's all a dream, which is fine because this is a fantasy world where nothing makes sense, and I'm fine with that. Alice is very likable in the film. Yeah, she makes a lot of mistakes. She's a little girl. She's not exactly in the 2010 film. She's like 19, so she's an adult. So her mistakes there make more sense. Here, she's a little girl. I think she's about like maybe 10. I don't know how old she was, but 9 or 10 years old. But yeah. And the thing is that, yeah, her accent didn't bother me back in the day, even when I was a kid. She cries, she shows emotion, she's vulnerable Unlike some movie properties that Disney is doing that has a lead girl that's not likable, but you get me. The characters are colorful. You got the Cheshire Cat, who's one of the steals the movie with his little song and his creepy smile. I think it's more creepier in the 2010 version. You got the White Rabbit, you got the March Hare, you got the Mad Hatter, you got the memorable songs. My world will be a wonderland. You have that. You have the opening credit song. You have the Painting the Roses Red. I remember these songs, guys. It's not like I saw this movie a year ago. I saw this movie many years ago. I remember the song of a very merry on birthday to you. Yeah, it's fun. It's memorable. One of my biggest issues with this movie, it's way too short. The Johnny Depp version is much longer, so you go deeper into the character and there's more visuals. And I know people like it's too weird and it's too CGI and Alice is fighting a dragon. I'm like, it's different than this version. This version, there's no fighting dragons. She doesn't even fight anybody. She's pretty much running from almost everything, but she's still likable because she's a little girl that's frightened by the world around her. And this is a Disney movie on acid. It really is because there's a lot of visuals that are weird. You got the dodo who like, do you want to match? Do you have a match? And yeah, everybody talks like that. Well, most of them. Some of the voice actors are actually American. So see, even Disney knew not to pander. And yeah, there's some imagery. They got the doorknob that Alice tries to open, and he's like, "Oh!" and like, yeah, it's interesting. It's creative. This is when Disney had ideas. Now they're just remaking the same freaking movies and doing it worse. Beauty and the Beast, anyone remaking the classic and doing it worse and longer and padding it out? No, this movie's 75 minutes long. It didn't need 2 hours. It's fine the way it is. Well, it needed a little bit more. Um, like I said, it feels a little bit rushed, especially at the end. Alice, of course, meets with the Red Queen, aka the Queen of Hearts. She's so over the top because she sees her flowers painted red, and she's like, "Who's been painting my roses red?" She's so over the top. I can forgive Hux from the new Star Wars because you think that's over the top. See this movie. Everything that the Queen of Hearts does, she either is talking loud or she's screaming. Like there's a scene where she, Alice is telling her off in the courtroom scene, and then the Cheshire Cat's like, she's an old tyrant, and she's like, ah! It's so over the top. Like I was laughing my ass off because she's so over the top in this movie. Just it's fun to watch. So, because see, it's a cartoon. When they do it in live action, it looks ridiculous. It's like they're overacting just to overact. Here, Disney knew what kind of audience he was catering to. And it's not as dark as other movies like Pinocchio or Sleeping Beauty or uh, what was it, Cinderella. It has some weird dark moments, but it's not as dark as other Disney movies. And like I said, it's a timeless movie. And if you've seen the Johnny Depp version, you want to see the original Disney version. This is it. The Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland. And basically, yeah, the story flows well. The animation is really good hand drawn animation. There's no CGI here. Like I said, it's beautiful colors. The scene with the flowers, it's wonderful. And also, there's a joke in here that I would say I'm going to say this online. Uh, they said when the flowers are singing, you can learn a lot of things from the flowers. They say lazy daisy. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, guys. All of you guys, all of my subscribers know what I'm talking about. Perfect. Lazy Daisy. I love the song. Like, you can learn a lot of things from the flowers, or especially in the month of June. It's chipper. It's whimsical. It's colorful. It's not, I'm going to be so dark and emo. No, this is not the Tim Burton version. Trust me. It's very light. The visuals are very crazy though. Like if you think this is just a cutesy kids film like Sophia the First is a TV show, no, it's way more out there. It really is. But it's my kind of out there. I like weird movies that Disney made that was catering to me because I was a kid when I watched this, and it's a whimsical movie. Like I love looking at the visuals. Yeah, there's some characters I don't like. I don't like the caterpillar. I liked his voice in the Johnny Depp movie because it was Alan Rickman's voice. Here it's like A I O U, and he's smoking a pipe, and I'm like, I don't smoke. I don't smoke hookahs or cigarettes or cigars or weed or electronic cigarettes. I want to keep my lungs healthy, guys. He's like, "Who are you?" His voice is so nasally and weird, and I'm like, it took me out of it. That the scenes with him and he yells too because everybody has to yell in this movie or scream because it's a cartoon. But there's a scene, where Drink Me, where Alice is one of these little bottles. One of them turns are really small, and the other one turns are really big. And I think she eats a mushroom, and also, and yeah, it's got some drug references. People, I mean, the guy's smoking, so that's nicotine or whatever it is, or hookah, whatever. And the imagery is basically LSD written, and she's eating a mushroom. Need I say more? Disney had a way of sneaking in some references, even for us adults, especially that I see the movie now. I'm like, yeah, and it holds up. It holds up. It's not so old that it looks terrible. No, there's some characters that get underused, like Dinah, the little cat, is only in the beginning of the movie, and I think it's her mother or sister or something, and she only appears at the very beginning and at the very end when she wakes up Alice from her dream. But like Little Nemo, Adventures in Slumberland, I think the film is whimsical. It's saved by the beautiful animation, decent voice cast, especially the Red Queen or the Queen of Hearts, whatever you want to call her. She's so over the top, but it's just fun to watch. Like, silence off with her head, and I'm like, yeah, it's just fantastic. Like that's a villain. That's a villain she doesn't choose scenery; she devours it. But yeah, it's fun to watch that. And yeah, it's British, but look, it's not 2 hours long like the Chronicles of Narnia movies. And it's not like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, oh, let's take a simple pirate story and let's stretch out the running time and make it 2 hours. I'm like, you don't need to do that. I hated Kate Keira Knightley in those movies. All of them. The first three and her cameo in the next one, I'm probably going to hate it as well. But here, I liked Alice. She's a cute little girl with blonde, beautiful hair. And she's vulnerable. And she cries. Not like a bitch. Like, you know who I'm talking about, guys. You know, I'm tired of these Disney movies having a female lead just to fill a quota. Here, Disney actually made likable human characters, even if they're animated. Doesn't matter. She's likable, and I like seeing her journey. She has a journey and an arc and a character development from the moment she is, like in my world, the world would be nothing but nonsense. And then when she wakes up, she appreciates being back in reality with her cat and with her sister, I guess. Sister, mother, they never explain it. But yeah, it's a good movie. It is. It still holds up. It's full screen, so don't expect the Blu-ray to be widescreen. It's the way it is because this is Disney and this is the early years. There's other things. There are some dark moments. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, those two fat characters that they bounce around and they look alike. That story with the walrus and the carpenter. Oh my god! I'm glad I didn't get any nightmares from that. But yeah, it's basically they go walking into they say it's much too full. There's a line like from Attack of the Clones about sand, but I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, I get it. Here it works, but that story with the oysters is really dark. Like Alice hears it and it's like wow, and that walrus was an asshole. Yeah, and he sounds like this. Work. He sounds like Boss Nass from the Phantom Menace. But yeah, like I said, after seeing all the bullshit that the UK has brought us in this decade, this is soothing in comparison. It's short, it's to the point, good animation, good voice cast, great, good memorable characters, good musical numbers that are not overlong, and it doesn't become tedious. Like I said, and there's some adult references in it as well. Like I said, the drug use or the imagery, which is basically drug use. And there's a scene where Alice cries, and it shows her humanity. I'm tired of these girls that they either have to force to cry, like freaking Jin or so. That she cries when she sees a hologram of her father that she never knew. Yeah, a boo freaking who, or this other girl that the less I say about her the better. But here you have a character that feels, and you feel for her. And I know my friend Sean's like, I was never into this story. It's too weird. It's too trippy. It's too this. I grew up with it, so it is my kind of movie. And before I saw the '90s films like Aladdin and The Lion King and Pocahontas and Hunchback of Notre Dame. Those are really good. Even Tarzan has its moments. The soundtrack is great. But this is one of the classic Disney movies from Walt's point of view. And it holds up. Like I said, it's a good movie. If you've never seen Alice in Wonderland, the original Disney version, because there were some silent versions back in the day and a couple black and white versions that are very weird. They amp up the weirdness factor. I would say give it a watch. And if you have kids, they'll like this. It's classic Disney, and it's not going to show anything that's going to like scar them for life. I mean, this isn't like Fantasia where there's like really dark imagery there. I couldn't even finish that movie. But here, this is cute and it's a good movie. It's a little short, but it still holds up. So that's my review of the 1950s Alice in Wonderland that Disney made. It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. If it's not for you, hey, it's not for you. Weird and whimsical is not going to be for everybody. Unless you're on drugs. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. And I'll see you in the next review in Caucasian Movie Month. Later.